First of all, I don't know how I would have felt, you know, all morning and stuff. My boy Jesus died, and he didn't die. They killed him. Hey y'all, welcome back to my Waiting Diaries. This is your girl Elizabeth, and this is Life with Elizabeth. So I had a little bit of a break. I don't know if you noticed. I hope you enjoyed your Christmas. Happy New Year, season's greetings, and all that good stuff. I'm officially a country girl, living off-road, off the grid, no neighbors type of thing. So this morning I got up really early and went for a jog and did all the things before coming out, because living in the country, places close at 6 o'clock or somewhere there about when the sun's going down. Not that I'd be out late, but I came and fueled up my car and got some groceries and gonna start my week. Gonna go and check in on my uncle. So life is a lot different than living in the city. But last week I started a thing. So we're doing a little bit of a Bible study, and we're reading from Matthew 19. I don't remember. Matthew 27. We're reading through Matthew 27, and if I'm saying the correct chapter, and forgive me if I'm not. So Matthew 27, we're just talking a little bit about the experiences, like what is happening. What do you think about breaking down each verse? And I think I did it that way because when I was studying the Bible the other morning, I realized, like, when I first gave my life to Christ and I started reading the stories as stories, like breaking it down, like, girl, that's what happened? Girl, he said that? Girl, this happened? And like just really seeing how much there is, so much juice in the Bible. Like, it's just so much stories, it's so much sauce up in there. And for some people who read the Bible, and I think for me it happens both ways. Sometimes I get bored and sometimes I see it as juicy. And I think it all depends on the book of the Bible, and it depends on who the story is about. But right now the story is about Mary and the disciples and Jesus and his ascension, so his resurrection. So both Marys are going to this tomb where Jesus had been buried. First of all, I don't know how I would have felt, all morning and stuff. My boy Jesus died, and he didn't die. They killed him. And watching him die on a cross, and now we're walking up to this tomb, and we meet an angel sitting on the stone that was covering the tomb. So the tomb is no longer covered, but this angel that's dressed in white and is almost like a reflection of lightning. His presence it shifts the atmosphere. It changes the scenario. It changes the feeling. Just thinking about how that story is unfolding. And I want you to join me. And I'm doing it on Instagram, like the whole conversation, just posting the videos. Engage with me, talk with me, let me know what you're thinking, let me know what you're feeling. You could let me know here in the comments as well, just what you think about that story. Just meditate on that a little bit, like let that sink in, of what it would have felt like being Mary, one of the Marys, because it was both Marys going to this tomb. Like, what do you think they were thinking? How do you think they felt? Or maybe how would you feel, better yet? Because we may not know what that feeling would be like because the era is so different, right? Like, the way that I think now cannot ever be similar to what they would have thought about in that era, in the time, in the location, the atmosphere, what that, what that felt like. How hot was it? How humid was it? How far was it from where where they lived to walk to the tombs? Like, all of those things made a difference. It would make a difference, because one like me, I get hot really easy. I'm overly heated all the time. So if I had to walk up a hill to go to this tomb, and then now all of my senses are heightened because there is this angel sitting on the rock, on the stone at the tomb, I'm just like, this is too much. This is too much emotion. This is too much feeling. This is too much, for my mind to have to conceptualize. Like, just understanding what was happening. We can't fully understand it. We can't fully comprehend it. But the only way that I can justify my feeling is understanding who I am right now and putting myself in the shoes of Mary, one of the Marys, of who I am. So meditate on that a little bit. Let that saturate, and and then come back and let me know what your thoughts are. Like, being the Mary, you was talking to Jesus a couple of days ago. Now he got murdered on a cross in front of the entire city. You pull up to his tomb, and the angel is sitting on the stone, and he's now saying that you can check out the tomb because Jesus is not here. He told you he wasn't going to be there. Like, he's been telling you this all a while. And I mean, whether you believed it or not, the thing is happening. Like, this is it. This is it, girls. The story that he's been telling you all along, like, is happening now. So what you gonna do? I think that is, I don't know. I think that takes a lot of, it would take a lot of, I don't know, feeling, thoughts. I think I would have been overwhelmed. I wouldn't have been frustrated. I would have been overwhelmed, because it would have been too much to think about, too much to process all at once. Because my friend just died, and everything that comes with, I know what it feels like to lose people that I love. And my mom always says I am the drama queen. If I love you, I'm coming with the drama, y'all. Like, I might not pull it at the church. I don't want that kind of drama. But when I first find out that someone that I love passed away, usually it feels like my entire heart is like, especially when you don't plan it, right? When you don't know that this is going to happen. But even with Jesus, he said that this would happen, but did you really believe? Like, did you really know that this would happen? Did you really understand what he was talking about? Like, was he just spitting rhymes and, just saying things, and then you're not grasping it? And I think for me, sometimes, and you can let me know how you feel, sometimes when I'm at church and Apostle Emmanuel is teaching, well, I should say, when I'm at home listening to church, but when he's teaching, there are times when what he is saying feels like it goes whoop, Like it goes straight over my head. And when I watch the service again, depending on what it is, when I watch the service again, and maybe a second time, some things I didn't even catch because my brain was so stuck on the one thing that he was talking about at the beginning of the sentence that I didn't even catch the rest at the end of the sentence or the end of the conversation. And I can't imagine how the disciples, they're riding with Jesus, they've been rocking with him, and now he's dead, but now you have to like prepare for what he's been telling you. Like he's been telling you to prepare all the while. And if you didn't prepare or not, if you prepared or not, the time is now. Like the ball is rolling. Like the things are coming to pass. And so it's almost like, what you gonna do? Are you ready? And I know for me as a leader in church, as a leader in business, sometimes you talk to people and you're telling people to do certain things. Like for me, I'm very system oriented. I want to make sure I'm always planning. Like even in my family, I am the system. I'm always revamping something or telling them to plan for something or, like getting everybody all geared up. And a lot of times they can't see it. There's nothing to see. I know that we need to do it. I want us to do it before the time comes, but there's nothing to see. Like you don't know when this thing is going to kick off. And for me, the visionary, the person that feels like they've already seen what is next, being around people that don't quite understand that or hasn't grasped it. Because for me, I'm ready to go. I'm like, oh, this thing, do the next thing. But if you take too long to try to comprehend and figure out when and why and all that stuff, you could be like, the disciples just not ready. Well, I can't say the disciples weren't ready, but I probably would have been a disciple that wasn't ready. I might have been like, well, well, okay, I'm going to meet him at Galilee. Let me get my shoes. Hold on. Let me get my hat. It's a little hot out there. Like just processing all of the things that has to happen or is now coming into play based on what he said will happen. You have to be a good leader and a good follower at the same time. You have to be a good leader and a good follower at the same time. Child, these roads in Exuma, like there's parts of the city that is well paved. And this town where I'm going to visit my uncle, which is like 15 minutes from where I live, the road, I can't even take my eye off the road for a second because, baby, these curves are curving. And with the curve comes like the road is eaten off on the sides. Like it looks like a shark bit it. And there is no road, but then there are cars that are coming toward you. Island life. This is real. And then there's a certain part you're going to see when I start shaking, there is no pavement. This is just total. They dug it up to pave it and never paved it. But anyway, so you have to be a good leader and a good follower all at the same time. And I think what I got from that chapter or even just that verse or thinking about the verse is in life that we have to be good leaders and followers at the same time. It's almost like driving a stick shift. Like you are moving the, what do you call the thing? Whatever that thing called, that the gears. So you have to shift the gears press the gas and the brakes at the same time. And when it comes to leadership and followership, you're doing that. Like, you're moving forward and then pressing gas, and you're moving forward and you're pressing gas. Like, because you have to, you want to go ahead, but then you also still want to give enough space to hear and receive. And then you're still moving forward and hear and receive. And the relationship in Christ is just that. He wants us to be leaders, to go out into the world and share his word and be his light, because that's what we are. That's what this resurrection story was all about. That he died with the sin. He went to hell and fought for our sins. He did all that for us so that we can live here. But living here, we have to be his light. Living here, we have to share his word, but listen to him. And share the word and listen to him. And share the word and listen. This is where the road is not paved. And listen, I really ain't about this life. And you see the car? They don't even blow the horn or like give you an indicator that they're going to overtake. And I'm just like the most cautious driver. Maybe not the most. My sister is the most cautious driver. But this is like the worst feeling yet, because my little Sally baby, my little C, is being mistreated, and I don't like to mistreat my babies. Like, this thing, and my car shouldn't be riding over rugged roads like this. You hear that? Oh my gosh. And now it's paved. Like, it's just like jagged. It's like one little bit, just not paved. Like, it would have probably taken them an extra day or maybe a couple hours. But anyway, the relationship with Christ is such a lead and follow relationship that we have to continuously be sensitive. And this is where I can look at you a little bit more. It's such a lead and follow relationship, and it reminds me of like being married. I don't know why that's the analogy that came to me, because I'm not married yet, but it reminds me of a marriage, because as a wife, you have to follow your husband, but as the wife, you're also leading. Like, you're leading your children. You are sharing because you're in partnership with your husband that is leading you, but you're partnering with them. Like, that's a crazy dynamic. Like, just all of it is like such a, because all I see, I don't know, when I say it, what I'm seeing is like the changing the gears, like being able to change the gear. Like, you go from first gear to second gear. You need to know when to go into neutral. You need to know when to go into to what else? First, second, and third. I don't know what else after. I haven't drove a stick shift in like years. So forgive me. I don't know why that analogy came to me, because I don't even know. But either way, we have to change gears. So for relationships, for seasons, for people, it's like being able to push forward, and then sometimes with some people you have to pull back. There was this video I saw this morning. I don't remember the person's name, but what she was saying, she's a pastor's wife, and she was just using an analogy of being a pastor's wife, but being a pastor's wife. Like, her husband is her husband, and her pastor is her husband. But she has to know and have the discernment to know when her husband is being her pastor and when her husband is being her husband. And as she was just saying, I was like, whoa, like, to be able to throttle back and receive from the same man that is pouring into you spiritually, and to love someone and care for someone and nurture them and connect with them in such a way and it's your husband, I think that's a crazy dynamic, and it takes such grace. It takes so much grace to be able to do that, to love, to understand. And from that, I understand what God was saying when he used the analogy or described the relationship of Christ, like the church, of marriage, of unity, of connection. But in this unity and connection, you need to know when you can go all in and when you need to pull back. When you need to give just a little sprinkle of the word, and then when you need to reel it back in. Listen, child, I pull up to my uncle's house, and I'm going to sit and chat with him for a little while, and I will see you in the next video. Peace in, y'all.